So y'all, our cousin Claressa, she needs our help, y'all. Listen, it was going good. She had her new situation with Pap. It was going real good. But now things are going to the left. Like, do y'all see it? It's pretty bad. I feel bad. So we need to gather her. We need to do it with kindness and let's be gentle. Let's give her some grace, okay? Because I see a lot of people, they being real stank about it, and I feel really bad for her. So let's give her some grace, and because we all been young, unknowing, and dangerously in love. Some of us, right? Shout out to Beyonce. But it just seems like Clarissa doesn't have good advisors, and people who really know the game, like people who really know the business. Do you know what I'm saying? So I have 7 things that I think she needs to do right now, like right this second, right now. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully she sees this. It'll help her. I don't know, but mm, just get in here, y'all. Let's talk about it. Let's get our cousin Clarissa Shields together. Okay, let's talk about this. Listen, listen. Oh Lord, peace, cousins. Your cousin Reebell, aka the Voice, and I have an opinion about everything. You feel me? Everything. Okay, and this is Reebell Radio presents the Reebell Report. Yep, the Reebell Report. This is where I bring you breaking news and hot topics and entertainment, and I'm going to get into that in just a sec. But in the meantime, smash the like button and subscribe with the bell so you don't miss none of my commentary on this and other hot topics and reality recaps, okay? All right. All right. So bust it. So I kind of saw this coming. I think a lot of us did, in the beginning. It was all good. You know what I'm saying? Not an ideal situation, but let alone a situation, right? And I think a lot of us were rooting for her. We were happy for her, even though again it wasn't the ideal situation. But we were rooting for love, right? And we just wanted her to be happy, right? And it just I started feeling like, I was like, okay, this is so cute. Okay, okay. Okay, well, this is okay, girl. We we got it. Okay, girl. Now we get it now. Okay, girl, enough. Like enough. Okay. And it just I'm not surprised that we're here today because again, I kind of saw this coming. I felt it. I saw it. It was just she was just doing too much. It was overkill. And I just felt like we would end up here one day. So what I saw at first was you know, just happiness, just regular, oh, I got, me and Papa together and you know, we doing this over here, no big deal because, Rem and them are doing that thing over there. So, people were giving her grace for this some people, because some people weren't, but a lot of people were just like, okay, I get it, it's cool, it's cool. I see they on their way out. So okay. Um, but it just now today it has moved from that to it just seems like desperation and really forced. I don't know, forced meaning like doing things and saying things to not convince us, because we've been convinced. We were convinced like from day one. The people that were that wanted to be happy for you, we were all convinced from day one. But I feel like now it's like you're doing it to convince yourself. I don't know. I don't get it. It's a lot of things I'm seeing online. A lot of things are popping up, and I'm seeing things like your family is stepping in and saying things which uh uh mm that didn't go well. That was not a good look for anybody. I'm not in no shade to anybody's family, but Lord, girl, don't just ask them not to do that no more, okay? And then I'm seeing like I saw the interview on the Breakfast Club, and they talking to Pap, and they talking to Pap about Remy. And of course they're gonna do that. It's a New York station. He's from New York. Everybody been seeing them together since like forever, right? So I'm seeing you sitting in the background, all salty, face all tight, and then I see you stepping in and speaking on their situation, speaking on their divorce, and I'm kind of like, it's a little cringy because I feel like there's boundaries, and I think just because of the sensitivity of the situation, just I feel like you really shouldn't be doing that. Let Papoose speak on the situation. He got it. He a grown man. He know how to handle it. And the holidays are here, came and everybody's saying, "Oh, you was out buying your own stuff." I don't know where they got that from. I don't know why they're saying that. Hopefully it's not true. This whole baby situation. I saw an interview. Shout out to Neighborhood Talk. I'm gonna play this clip real quick. It was a clip of somebody asked you about, what were your plans for 2026, and you were like, I'm having a baby. I'm having a baby. And the way you said it wasn't even like with joy. It wasn't like, oh, we're planning a family. We're gonna have a. At first, I thought I saw you in that space. I thought I saw you in that happy space when you talked about, expanding and your plans with Pap and the things that y'all wanted to do together. I thought that I saw you in that happy space, but in this particular interview that you just did, and they asked you about it, you spoke about having a baby as if it were, first of all, as if it was an issue, like as if somebody told you you couldn't have one, like we're not doing this now. I don't know if Pap told you we're not doing this now. You just need to, you know, go on and do your fights first, and then we'll get to that. Or you saying it as if you feel like you need to have a baby because you weren't happy with the fact that he was with his baby during the holidays. I don't know. There was something in the way you said this, and y'all check out this clip real quick. I'm gonna come right back. Check this out real quick.
I'm having a baby. Oh, okay, that's for sure. Yeah, 100%. Okay. I'm having a baby.
You see her
You
face?
prefer like a girl, a boy? I mean, just
Do y'all see her face when she said that? Like her face was all it was all scowled up. Like, okay, you having a baby. Why couldn't you just say, "Oh, 2026, I'm Pap and I are planning." She didn't even say we're planning to have a family. She said, "I'm having a baby." Like it was a selfish kind of situation that is something she feels like she needs to do for herself, to control the situation. I don't know. I don't want to assume, but it's just that why was her face all twisted up when she said that? I just there was no, again, there was no joy in it. There was no any of that in it, and that's what I didn't like to see. I feel like this is what I'm saying. This whole situation is like it's going left, right? And I just feel like a PR plan is in order, and it really doesn't take Olivia Pope, to do damage control here. It really doesn't. I think it's pretty obvious what Claressa needs to do. And I have like 7 things that I feel like she needs to do, like right now. Um, let's start with number one. Number one is absolutely, unequivocally, expeditiously, please get off of social media, girl. Shut it down. Shut it the down. I don't even know why Papoose is even letting her be on social media like this. Like, I just like friends, advisors, managers, whoever. Somebody should have told her a long time, months ago, please stop with all of this. You know what I'm saying? At first, again, speaking on the relationship and showcasing the relationship, and I get it. He's a to you, Claressa. He's a celebrity. This is big for you from where you come from and the things that haven't been exposed to. And I get it. I get it. And again, we were all happy for you, considering all things considered, we were happy. But it's like you are dragging it. And it's like, just take a hiatus. Get off of social media. Just go sit down, focus on your boxing stuff. And if you do come to social media, talk about your boxing stuff. Cause I've been following you for a long time. I was a fan of yours before you even got with Papoose. Any of this shit. But you was just a champion. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like one of these new people that just started following you for all the mess and all of that stuff. I was really following you because you are a talented, I mean, really super talented. I followed you because of that. I love to watch you fight. I love to watch you talk about your fights. I love to watch you, training for your fights. I love to watch you showing what you eat as you training for your fights and, just all the normal, regular things. Um, I know a lot of people did jump on once you started messing with Pap, just for that, and maybe a little sprinkle here, a little sprinkle there. But you have turned it into a circus. What you've done that, you're blaming other people for that, but it's really I wish you could see the part you played in that. Just by just continuously putting it out there, 24/7, like okay, we got it. You with him. We're happy. We're good. You good? We good. Let's talk about the boxing stuff. But like I said, just get off of social media, take a hiatus. And if you are going on there, just talk about your career stuff. Talk about something else. You know, don't address or acknowledge any negative comments. Only read and react to the love that you get because you get a lot of love. One thing I noticed about you is when you are on, you acknowledge a lot of the hate that you get, like the every now and then the clowns that come through and say they ridiculous stuff. It's like you more focused on that than all the love that you get. And I think the percentage is probably the ratio is probably 90% to 10%. I mean, today is different. It's different now. As you putting out a whole different energy, and that's causing a lot of people to, people are turning on you, and I see it. But you were focusing on the negative stuff, and people going to try you. That's what the moderators are for. Get the moderators to work that out. Use those block word filters that YouTube has. They have that shit set up where people, if they say certain things in your comments, the shit ain't even going to show up. Turn that shit on. Do you know what I'm saying? Stop talking about you and Pap all the damn time. You know what I mean? Go back to posting about you, just you, and let people wonder what's going on with you and Pap. I mean, I know it's a big deal. Like I said, I know it's a big deal to you. You've never been with a celebrity and, all of that. But I mean, I think we're up to our eyeballs with it. And the people who are happy for you are happy for you, but you're doing it and you causing people to not be happy for you. And I don't, excuse me, and I hate that for you. I do. I really do. So that's my first thing. Get off of social media, please. Number 2, stop believing that you need to compete with Remy because you really can't. Now, I say that with all due respect. And what I mean by that is you have to accept that Remy and Papoose been together for a long time, child. A long time. They have a daughter together. And so even if they are at ends, what is it? At odds with each other right now, that's probably not gonna stay forever, you know. They still have to co-parent. They have a daughter together. They're gonna be together for holidays and birthdays, as you have seen, recently. That's gonna be the case. Remy's gonna always have a place in his heart, whether you like that or not. So I think that you should come to some type of acceptance about that. Instead of trying to compete with it, just accept it and accept the place that you have in his heart because he's made a space for you. So live in that space and be happy in that space and don't compare it. Don't compare it because it's no comparison. What they have is what they have and they always going to have it. I know it is that sucks. That's the part you have to deal with when you deal with a man that has an ex-wife or a wife a wife and a kid, a family. And then you stepping in like in the middle of that stuff. It still kind of was going on when y'all were dealing with each other. So you gotta accept that. You cannot compete with Remy. You really just can't. You got your space carved out. Live in that space with you and Pap and be happy. Okay. Number 3, I think you should pump the brakes on starting a family with Pap until him and Remy get this divorce thing figured out, or at least until you know what they're going to do to make this all work out. Do you know what I mean? Because like I said, the clip I just played, you're like, I'm having a baby. And your face is all twisted up. And it's just like, okay, well, who told you you couldn't have a baby? Why do you think you can't have one? And why are you saying it with the visceral? Like, why what's the attitude about? Is it because you feel like you gotta have one because once I have my baby, he ain't leaving. He gonna be with me on Christmas and New Year. Like, what is it? What is it about you having this baby that got you all face all twisted up like that? And maybe you should stop and think about it. You should stop and think about it. I just feel like you are still working things out with him, and bringing a baby into a situation that is not, and you're not engaged. He hasn't talked to you about marriage. He can't because he's still married. Y'all haven't figured that part out, but you want to just jump and have a baby. That's not going to solve nothing, Claressa. It ain't going to make nothing easier for you. It's not. It really is not. You ain't going to have no more control over him than you already do. It's going to be bad for you. So I feel like you should pump the brakes on that whole thing until you can't have a family with a man who's still with his family. I guess you could say, let them work. Let him and Remy figure out what they're doing. Bottom line, okay? Because I don't think anybody knows what they're doing. I just heard that she pulled back the divorce request, and I mean, what are they doing? Do you even know? Mm, 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 mm. Okay, number 4. I think you should get your team together. Okay, there's a couple of things missing from your team. Okay. Number 1, you need a stylist. You definitely need a stylist. Now, there was a moment. No, no, no. When I say a stylist, I'm talking about a clothing stylist, because I feel like I don't know who's dressing you. I don't know who, and this is with all love, sis. I don't know who's dressing you. I don't know who's gathering your gear. I just don't know who it is. At one point, I felt like maybe you had gotten someone, but then maybe it's expensive and you didn't want to continue to pay. I don't know. And I do know you had reached out to Remy. Everybody knows that because she put that on blast, that you had reached out to her for help with your getting your gear and shit together. Now, because you do need help with that, and you still need help with that. And I feel like you definitely need to get you a stylist, like a real bona fide stylist. You up 8 mil. You can afford it now. Okay. I want you to look the part. That's all. I'm tired of people, getting on you about your gear and calling you country and this don't match and that don't match. And girl, get you a stylist, period. Get you a hairstylist too. Again, there was a time when I feel like you might have had your hair was, it was doing something. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But you need to get a real bona fide stylist, hairstylist, and you know, gear stylist too. Get you some etiquette training. Work on your femininity, Claressa. Okay? Work on your femininity. Learn how to walk and eat and present yourself more ladylike. And this is with all due respect. I'm not saying this to clown you. I'm not joking. I'm not laughing. This is like dead ass what I see. And if you were my cousin, these are the things that I would tell you. I would advise you to do all of this because you have the money now to gather yourself. Do you feel me? Take some etiquette classes. You know what I mean? Your man will definitely appreciate it. Ask Mary J. Blige. Like I remember like early back in the day when she started off, she was rough around the edges too. She walked like a man. She walked real rough, she did, but you started to see her kind of soften out. At least the image that she was giving us, hair, makeup. I mean, it took her to a whole nother level, and it gave her, it just, when just take some etiquette classes and work on your femininity, girl, your walk, your talk, all of that stuff. I'm not saying you need to be perfect. You're not a princess. You're a fighter. You're a boxer. I get it. But definitely work on that, okay? Because you need a lot of help there. And I promise you that your man will definitely appreciate it, okay? Okay? Stop asking papoose for kisses. We can all read your lips. We can all see the disappointment when you did that at that wherever y'all were, when he was, hugging you from the back, and you said, give me a kiss, and he didn't give you the kiss, and the look of disappointment on your face. I felt so bad for you, because I felt like, I don't think he did that to hurt your feelings, right? Maybe he didn't hear it, or maybe he heard it, but he felt like, I don't want to like kiss on demand. Like, let it just be something natural. If it's natural and y'all faces are there, kiss. And when he does kiss you, close your eyes. It just looks more feminine. You know what I'm saying? Learn to mask your emotions, especially when tough things are being discussed. You know what I mean? Okay, bottom line is, get you a PR person. That's the other person in your team that's missing. You need to hire a PR person. Get you some media training. Okay? Get you some media training, girl. That's a real thing. Okay? And remember, until you get there, that in public and during interviews, people can see you. We are looking at you. We're watching you. And remember this, when you go for these interviews and you're doing these interviews, especially with Pap, they're going to ask him about Remy on purpose, just to see you do what you did at that Breakfast Club interviews. You sat there, you was steaming hot, Aggie all up in the face. Everybody could see you. You were, even though you weren't sitting at the table, we could still see you in the back, tight as fuck, right? It was not a good look, right? I hated every minute of that for you. It was so cringy to me, because I was like, damn, don't she see that she's being watched too? Like, don't you have to mask your emotions, girl. I know that was tough to hear. I know that was tough to hear Pap, hear him talking about them. But again, that comes with one of the other things I told you have to do, is accept the fact that most people are interested in him and her as a couple, because that's all they've known forever and ever and ever. You have to make the space for that, and you have to be okay with that and understand you can't compete with that. And if it does bother you, you have to learn to mask it. You can't show it. Because everybody's gonna be, as soon as they bring up her name, first thing everybody's eyeballs are gonna do is focus on you. Where she's scowling. I knew it. There we go. Then here's the viral videos all over the damn place, and you look crazy and insecure. Even though you sit there and you like, how I look coming in second, and then you with all that stuff you were saying on the Breakfast Club, it was, girl. If you was my cousin, I would have dragged you right up out of there. Please come in to cut the mics off. Cut her mic off. Please cut her mic off. Inserting yourself into that conversation. Don't do that. Let Pap handle it. Let him answer it. You know what I'm saying? Let him speak on that. That's all you need to do. Just sit back, sit in your space, the space that you say that you have with him, and just do that. Okay? It's a much better look than you walking around aggravated, jumping into conversations about their divorce, their relationship, what they're doing, how they're co-parenting. Just let Pat answer those questions. Either that, or don't go to the interviews with him, or get a PR person to tell the people that whoever y'all doing these interviews with, that do not bring her up. Don't even ask him about her. Do work it out, because girl, your face and stuff, I felt so bad for you. You have to learn the art of acting unbothered, sweetie. You do. And a PR person, media training, they could help you with that. So that's your team. Etiquette person, help you with your femininity. A stylist, clothing stylist, a hairstylist. a PR person to help you with media training. These are all things like the team that I feel like you are missing. Okay. PR person will also help to advise you on the things that you need to say in interviews, what to say, what not to say. Because if you had a media trainer, you never would have said those things. On that interview, you never would have sat in front of these people, whoever asked you what were your plans for 2026, and you talked about a baby with your face all twisted up. No, ma'am. They would have told you you can't do that. You would be prepared for all of these questions, and you would understand and you would know how to answer them. Girl. Okay. So, what's that? Four things so far? So, the fifth thing, I feel like you should continue to focus on your career, right? You're putting this relationship with Pap in the forefront, but this is not like who you are. It's a piece of who you are, but you're making it everything about you, and you're forgetting, or we're forgetting, in the process that you are this God, what, four-time Olympic champion. You have medals in every, you have the belt in like three, four different categories. You are the champ, girl. You are the GOAT. You say it all the time. You got a big ass chain. See the chain? Look at the thumbnail. You got this big ass chain that says GOAT, right? So let's get back to that. Let's showcase that. You're these people. I saw this interview that one of your family members did. I don't know if it's a family member, alleged family member. She was on Tasha K talking, and one of the things she said was, um, now that Tasha K said something like, now that her career has taken off, and the girl was like, oh, has her career taken off? Has it taken off? Does she have endorsements? And I felt like, I mean, you don't, but the way that you get those is you have to care more about your image, because honestly, Claressa, that's the thing that's going to sustain you, when these boxing stats start changing, or if you get injured, or if you decide I'm not going to do this no more. If you go ahead and have the baby, you start your family with Pap, and you decide, I don't want to do this anymore. The endorsements and those sponsorships and those partnerships with those corporations and those products, that's going to sustain you over the long haul, many, many, many years later. Look at Layla. Look at a lot of people. The point is, you you have to consider your image. Excuse me, when you out here making these videos, when you out here being on social media. I know you're young, and it's a different day, it's a different time, but it's really not when it comes to having endorsements and stuff like that. Some people can get away with being stank and ratchet and the things that they are able to do. But for you, I'm not saying you stank and ratchet. I'm just saying the image that you are putting out, be more likable. Focus on your career. This thing with Pap, honestly, I know it's the best thing that ever happened to you, but it's a gift and a curse, because it could be cutting off endorsements for you, because you everybody, the perception is, you messing with a married man, like who, and they may not want to deal with you because of that. I'm not saying don't be with him. I'm just telling you, this is, look at the look of it all, right? This is why I'm telling you, figure that out with him. You parading him around like, like a trophy, but you're forgetting that you're a trophy. You forgetting, that you have all these accolades, and you could be doing a lot more. You know what I'm saying? You could be getting money just sitting in the house based off of your name. But your name got to be right. Your image got to be right. You know what I'm saying? So think about that. Think about your career. Think about your image. Think about these things when you are out here doing and saying and presenting yourself in the way that you've been presenting yourself. Think about the likability of it all. Do you know what I mean? Number 6, You need to present as kind. Okay. Now, what I mean by that is we talked about likability. It's kind of the same thing. This is kind of like it kind of spills out from the last thing. You got to dumb down the arrogance and up the confidence. Do you know what I mean? It's way more appealing to be confident than arrogant because people, what I noticed is that, and again, I've been following you, I've been a fan of yours for a long time. Like Olymp since you won the Olympics, I think is when I first heard about you and I started following your career. I'm a big boxing fan, right? Women's and not really women, really. I mean, because it really wasn't really nothing going on, but I do love Layla. But I just love men's boxing. You know, I just I love it. And so when I saw you and I heard you saw you win the Olympics, I started just following you and following the things that you were doing from there. Um, but I feel like the things that you're doing, the way you present today, and I'm not saying the whole be humble, you know, please y'all don't jump down in my comments talking about, oh, she don't need to be humble. I'm not saying be humble. I'm saying present as kind, you know, present as likable. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of that arrogant nonsense. You know what I mean? Even about your relationship with Pap, it's like it's becoming arrogant and you know what I'm saying? And you making people who were rooting for you and happy for you, they're turning on you because of the way you presenting this whole thing. And you have to remember that at the end of the day, even though that's your man, he's still a married man. This is what people are still saying, you know? Even though she's over there, Rem is over there, got her situation or whatever have you, they're still looking at you like, oh, you fucking with a married man though. And so I feel like there's no space for arrogance in that. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of, you got it. Y'all are doing what y'all are doing. He's, helping your career. Y'all are building together. Do that shit in private. Like we know of it. Now we already know you fed us enough of it. Now take that shit to the back. Put it on the back. We don't need to see it all the time and every day. You have nothing to prove to us. It's like you trying to prove a point. But who are you talking to? Are you talking to us or are you trying to prove something to Rem? I don't know what you're doing. Are you trying to prove something to yourself? Are you feeling insecure? Are you feeling weird? Like, so you gotta everything has to be, oh, pap this and pap that. Like I'm seeing people turn on you and maybe you don't care, but you should though. You should care. Because again, there's no space for arrogance when the perception is that you fucking with a married man and you fucking with a married man of a person that, a lot of people like. Some people still want him and Rim to get back together, even though that was a lot of shady shit that they went through. Um, but I'm just telling you, like the arrogance about this whole thing, you need to stop that. Present as kind. You know what I'm saying? Okay, number 7, this is the last thing that I think that you need to do today, like right now. Um, I see you working on the outside and, trying to get your fashions up and buying all this stuff, spending money here, flossing money there, flashing money here, flashing money there. And it's all good because you got it. I understand you happy you never had it. This is what a lot of people do when they get here, right? You're successful now. I don't agree with any of it. I don't think you should be like you don't need to do that. I just don't. But if that's what makes you happy, okay. But I feel like I see you working on your outside, trying to get things together, your look together, whatever. But are you working on your inside? So number 7 is, girl, go to therapy and heal. Unpack a lot of and listen, I don't just going by your movie that you had out, the things that you say in your interviews about the way that you grew up, and God, Lord Jesus, watching your sister do that interview, not interview, doing just on her social media, just calling herself standing up for you. When just watching that, it was just like, gosh, y'all are from the same place and from the same thing, you know. Thank goodness you had a skill and you were able to do something, but girl, there I just feel like you have a lot of things. I don't know you. Sorry that I'm speaking like this, but I feel like you need to unpack a lot of the hurt that you've been through, the things that you've been through that you talk about in your interviews, the pain that you're going, you know, that you exhibit when you speak about some of your family members. Um, you need to heal the things that people have done to you when you were younger that you talked about. You need to unpack all of that stuff and you need to heal. You need to learn to love yourself and you need to learn to become self aware. If you learn to love yourself and you become self aware, then you will start seeing people in a whole different light. You will start seeing people's real intentions for you. You know what I'm saying? Good and bad. Um, and that's no shade to nobody. I'm just saying you're young and I think unknowing about, you know, certain things. I know you know the boxing business. You probably know that, but do you know people? You know, and because of the things that you've been through, are you able to navigate, you know, the people in that way? You know what I'm saying? So girl, that's my number 7. Go to therapy, unpack, heal, you know, learn to love yourself, become aware. That's all my number 7. But those are the 7 things I think that Claressa, our cousin Claressa, needs to do right now. Especially starting with that, get off of social media, put the phone down. And if you do not put the phone down, just get off of this you and pap shit. Like get back into you and showcase the things about you that people initially came for. If the other people don't want to see you training and those things, they weren't real fans to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Let that shit go. Talk about your career and just present as kind and likable and the rest, get it together, sweetie. Because I feel like this. I see this whole thing is like starting to crumble, and it's messed up. It's really messed up. Mm, 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 mm. So that's all. That's it. That's all. I just wanted to have a little word to cousin Claressa, child, because I really wish her well. I don't. I hate to see all of these people, you know, talking bad about her and coming down on her. She doesn't need that. She needs love right now. She needs a word, a good word. You know, it's like you could just see the train wreck of it all. You know what I mean? You could tell she's fragile in terms of her emotions and her mental and stuff like that. And I just don't want to see her hurt. I don't want to see her career affected by all of this other shit that's nonsense. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all, y'all. Again, cousins, your cousin Reebell, aka the voice. Go ahead and smash that like button. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think. What do you think she should do right now? Okay. Let's do this again. And thanks for joining. Thanks for coming to my channel. Peace, peace.